What's up, everybody? It's Kalen Moss, aka the MinuteAdmin here. Video 4 of the Salesforce Beginners playlist here on the YouTube MinuteAdmin channel. And we left off in the last video where we created our Trailhead account and we started off with this module called Trailhead and Trailblazer Community. So what I'm going to do is basically just open up all of these different links. You can right click them, click on open link in new tab. Or if you're using a mouse, you can just click on the little scroll button and it'll pop these up. So I'm going to pop all of these up and we're going to get started with Trailhead and Trailblazer Community. So let's go ahead and click on that. And then once we come up here and we look at that link, basically we're learning how to get started with Trailhead, how to navigate around. So, the first thing I'm going to show you is every single Trailhead module or Trailhead unit you do on this little part of the screen, this little middle part of the screen that you see my mouse around here, that's going to be the lesson that you're going to learn. So basically you're going to read all this stuff, you're going to read everything, learn the lesson, and then either do a quiz at the very end and earn 100 points. If you don't get it right on the first try, it'll go down to 50 points. And then if you get it on the third or further try, you get 25 points. So that's how this works. Now, the other option you have is that you could do a hands-on activity. So what's that going to look like? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll back up. I'm going to go to this Learn tab, click on this Trails right here, right-click that, open that in a new tab, and that's going to take me to the different trails here. So I'm just going to click on this Admin Beginner Trail and click on the Admin Beginner Trail right here. I filtered it up right there. And then let's just say I want to do a real activity, import data here. I'm just going to something I already know requires a real activity. And we have a hands-on challenge. So we have the same structure. We have the thing we're going to read here, the lesson we're going to learn. And then at the very bottom, we're going to see a hands-on challenge. Now you can earn 500 points for a hands-on challenge. So basically what you would do is you would read the instructions, see what you have to do for the challenge, and then open up, by clicking launch, open up a Trailhead Playground or a Salesforce Developer Edition org, which is exactly like a Trailhead Playground. It's not for developers, it's just another Trailhead Playground. So you come in here into this org. Since this is connected to this lesson that you're doing, once you finish it, you would just click check challenge to earn 500 points, and then you'd get your 500 points if you got everything right. So you just have to go through that. Now, I'm going to close this out. Basically, just wanted to show you what it looks like here. And as you see over here to the right, we have the different, basically like chapters or the outline of each piece. So let's say I clicked on Who, Me right here. It would take me down to this part of the lesson that says Who, Me, basically. If I wanted to go down to resources, it would take me to that section. If I wanted to come back up to the top without scrolling, I could click that and it takes me up to the learning objectives here. So really not that difficult to just navigate around a basic unit. So the question may be now, what's a unit, what's a module, what's a trail? You've said those three different things. So I'm going to click on this second tab right here, which is Find Your Way Around. And everything in Salesforce Trailhead basically falls under these things called either trails, modules, or units. So a unit is the smallest thing. Basically, a unit is what I'm looking at right here. So if I go back to this, these little things right here, these are units. So these right here are units, and every unit falls underneath a module. So notice how this says module right here. Units make up a module. Modules make up a trail. So let's look at a trail. So if I was to come here to the Learn tab, click this trail, then basically I would click on trail, and I could see all the different trails right here. So I'm just going to randomly click on one of these, Accelerate Tableau Trail, and we have a trail that makes up all these different modules here. So notice that all these different modules have these little units underneath them. So every module has a certain number of units underneath it, and every unit makes up a module, and every module put together makes up a trail. Now, if you wanted to create a whole trail mix, you could create an entire trail mix and put different trails together and different modules together inside of a trail mix. So I'm going to click on Discover Trail Mixes just to show you. Basically, there is a trail mix here called, let's say, Get Started with Trailhead. I'll click that, and it makes up these different trails, links. Unfortunately, Salesforce is the only one that can put in links to Trailhead trail mixes, but we can't do that unless you have My Trailhead, which is a completely different platform on the Trailhead ecosystem. But basically, if you create a trail mix, you can create these different modules. You can put trails together. A trail mix is just your own, basically, concoction of trails and modules put together. All right, so now if we go to the third unit here, which is Build Your Network with Trailblazer Community, right here is basically talking about how to join the community in Trailhead. So you have a humongous community available to you in Trailhead if you really take advantage of it. So the place to go to the community is go to this community tab up here in the top of Trailhead, and then click on any one of these. You can go to the different groups right here. You can join different groups. You can filter based on the region you're in. So let's say where I am, I'm going to go to Texas, and I click Texas here. I can find all of the different groups that are in the Texas area. So I'm in Dallas. McKinney is probably like, 35 minutes away from me. And I could click on that developer group for McKinney. I could join the group right here, and I could get a basically email for every post, every digest, or I could say never. And I can see what's going on in the McKinney Trailblazer group around me. And these groups usually have meetups somewhere in the city. So if you're in a big city like Dallas, there are a ton of different meetups, as you saw in that last thing here. We have the Woodlands, we have McKinney, we have Austin, we have another one for Marketer Group, Dallas. We have Fort Worth, Houston, San Antonio. You see all these different groups here. So I would say definitely join a community group and start seeing what people are talking about. You can see different events that are happening. You can join any community group you want in the world, really. And you can join these different community meetings from around the world. But basically, the community is so big, it's insane. So I would just say click on this community tab, look around here, check out what it has to offer. And the last thing that I wanted to show you, which was the last unit here under this first module, is troubleshoot and solve problems together. This is just kind of going through if you have any problems. I'm sure this was probably made because there's frequently asked questions around not being able to log into Salesforce. Where do you go for help if you get stuck? How do you connect things on your phone? How do you connect people on your company to My Trailhead? And all these different probably frequently asked questions here. So that is basically the start. That is the module here for the Trailhead and Trailblazer community module. Hopefully, as a quick recap, you understand what a trail is. A trail is just made up of these different modules. So if you click in one of these trails, you'll see these different modules that make up a trail. Module here, this module. So modules make up a trail, and units make up a module. So the smallest things are these units, and a bunch of units combined make up a module, and a bunch of modules combined, as you see here, make up a trail. So that's really all you need to know right now. If you're just getting started in the Salesforce ecosystem, just learn your way around Trailhead. Click around on stuff. I promise you're not going to break anything. Just click on stuff, go to places, and click on different areas here. And then from there, you'll start to understand what's happening in the Trailhead ecosystem here. So with that being said, make sure you give this video a like, hit that subscribe button, and show other people this video if they're confused about how to navigate Trailhead. I know it can be daunting for some people, but in the next video, we're actually going to go to some of the Trailhead modules that you should start getting accustomed to and acquainted with if you're brand new to the Salesforce ecosystem. So join me in that next video where we will actually go through and look at the modules or the trails that you should start learning from. So with that being said, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. MinuteAdmin out.